Hello. I hope everything is working, and I know I'm a little early, but I wanted to do this while I still had some energy. Thank you guys for being patient. Let me, actually, before we get too far into this, let me make sure everything's working. That looks decent, I think. We'll see what happens. Anyways, hello. I hope you all have had an excellent day and are here to unwind with some cute boys, or actually one boy in particular. As you can see from the menu, we only have one route left. A lot happened last time. I need to, oh shoot, where's the, like, you're always up for cute boys? Good. You should be. Hello, Hoodie. Hi, following. How are you guys? I'm assuming, because Walt is like one of the weird special boys. Oh, I can ask him for help. It was just Fritz that I couldn't because, whoops, sorry. That's my phone. I'm doing pretty well. How are you? Let me, hold on. Let me make sure everything is working fine. Also tell me if this sounds too quiet or anything. I'm balancing as best I can, but again, as always, I am inept, so it's hard to tell. We actually get to talk to Waltz, like, right away, which is different from last time because Fritz isn't in the march-in, so we couldn't talk to him right away. But this time we can actually talk to our boy, the boy of the hour. He was just here earlier. Maybe he went back inside. Oh, what? Hello? Oh my god. Bubbles? I stop and stare at the small orbs of light floating around the room. What's going on? No, this isn't it. Hi. I watch in awe as Walt snaps his fingers and all the orbs disappear with a pop. Oh, Princess. Oh, we're gonna find out that he's got some kind of magic, like, right away, huh? What are you doing? Practicing my next magic trick. I still haven't perfected it. How come you're able to use magic? Are you a witch? A fairy? A good magician never reveals his secrets. Right. Did you need anything? I take a deep breath. Can you teach me about goodness? It always sounds so, we gotta revert back, everyone. Remember that we're a bitch again, so we gotta revert back to our bitch way of thinking. Huh? Why do you look so surprised? Well, it's just that I didn't think you'd come to me for help. If you don't want to. No, that's not it at all. I'm happy you asked me. What would you like to know about goodness? How do you do a good deed? That's a very broad question. I don't think I can give you a specific example. Then how do I do good? Oh, this is such a waste of time. The easiest way to do good is to make someone happy. So a good deed would involve making someone happy. How do I do that? Girl, I don't know. Great, that helped me not at all. Okay, so this part we've seen. I think I can fast forward and it will go to the next thing, right? Here, I'll just skip. You can just watch this and, okay. We're asking Waltz again, because we're still trying to date him. I find Waltz sitting in the corner of the tavern reading a book. You didn't strike me as the kind of person who would read books. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Savage. Though, to be honest, I wouldn't be reading this if I wasn't preparing for one of my shows. Shows? I don't just do magic shows, I perform puppet shows as well. I have to be familiar with several bedtime stories for those. You should come with me sometime. The children are always so happy at the shows. You might get one of your good deeds helping out. I've never been around children for extended periods of time. You've got to be patient too. Children can be difficult to handle. You speak as if you aren't a child yourself. Ooh, this is a rough start to a relationship. And that's because I'm not a child. Walt hates it when he's treated like a child, especially when Karma teases him about it. Besides, patience isn't just for children. It's necessary in a lot of situations. I would guess you might need to work on that. Excuse me? Walt shrugs and with an awkward smile returns to his book. Wow, damn. Tell me how you really feel. Alright, now we gotta go back. Oh, here we go. And now we can choose the last one. He's right here in the middle. Right? Yeah. Alright, here we go. The last route of this game. I'm excited. Yay! Chapter 3, Peter Pan. Anybody with half a brain could figure out that's his curse, but I'm pretty sure he's also told us, like, straight up. I decide that I cannot waste any more time. The next day I search for Walt as soon as the broom stops dragging me around. I swear he was just here a while ago. Anise, have you seen Walt? Oh, I just saw him walk back inside. Back inside where? We were already inside. Oh, hi guys. Hi everyone. Oh, Delora, it is good to see you. I find him talking with Parfait and Delora in the reception area. All of them are speaking in solemn whispers. As soon as Parfait and Delora notice me, they break off their conversation with Waltz. Both the witch and the fairies step away from Waltz. Excuse us, princess. I watch curiously as Delora and Parfait leave the room without another word to me. What were they talking about? Waltz turns in my direction and smiles. Morning, princess. I turn towards Waltz and watch as he begins to put some puppets on the table into a box. Are these toys yours? They're for a show I'm doing later. I wouldn't be playing with these things at my age. You look 12. I do not see how that's too old to be playing with dolls. Besides, I love dolls, so, like, watch what you say. I told you before, didn't I? I have the Neverland curse. Oh, yeah, he was, like, super upfront about his. He never explained what his curse was. I'm actually older than you are. I find that hard to believe. You don't know the story of Peter Pan, do you? No. It's not my fault that Mother had all the fairy tales removed from the palace. When I do not answer, Walt only sighs and gives me a small smile. I'll assume that's a yes. Peter Pan is a boy who lives in Neverland. It's a place where no one ever grows up. I'm stuck in a child's body as a result of my curse. I won't revert to my real form until my curse is broken. Then how old are you really? I'm 22 this year. Yeah, there we go. I love the you look 12 line. I know, it's really not the best baseline for starting a relationship, though. Ugh. What? I can only stare in shock at Walt's childish appearance. It's hard to believe that he's actually older than I am. I've never liked being treated as a child. That's never changed. Even when I was a child, I didn't like it. But let me assure you, it's much more annoying being treated like a child by someone who's younger than you. Walt straightens with the box in his arms. Now, if my princess will excuse me. Still younger than Sigma. True. He turns to leave. Where are you going? I have a show to do today. Walt does so many puppet and magic shows. How will he help me break my curse if he's never around? I'll go with you. What? I might accomplish a good deed if I come to one of your shows. That's true, but... Walt sighs. I'm not sure it's a good idea. There are bad witches out there. Oh, there's an evil witch right here in the margin, but no one's protecting me from her. I hate her. Are you talking about Delora? Who else would I be referring to? Walt stares at me for a long moment, eyes thoughtful. He sets the box down on the table again. Don't go anywhere. I'll ask Lady Parfait first. He leaves the room. I lean over the box on the table and see a pile of carefully detailed puppets. Everything looks handmade. I used to sew my own puppets before Mother found out and forbade me from making them. Damn, Mom. Fun killer. She told me that sewing was not something a crown princess should do. Interested? Oh shit. Walt's footsteps are so soft I do not even notice that he's returned to the room until I see him standing before me. I step away from the box. How does he move so quietly? Permission granted. Come on, the show starts in an hour. Yay, we get to go outside. I watch as Walt sets up a small booth on the street where I'd first seen him with Emmeline. Back then, I never thought I would see him again. It's nice to see you actively trying to break your curse. I shrug. I'm not convinced this'll work, but Parfait said that if I partnered up with someone, I might be able to break my curse faster. So you chose to partner with me. His tone of voice startles me. He sounds both happy and sad. Was he lying when he said he wanted to help me? That everyone in the Marchen was willing to help me? Would you rather I pick someone else? No! Oh shit. I jump at his sudden reaction. Waltz awkwardly clears his voice. No, I'll do everything I can to help you. Waltz heads for the back of the booth. I begin to follow him, but I'm forced to stop when he holds out his hand. You haven't had enough training to be my personal assistant yet, Princess. What? I stare at him, puzzled. I never said I wanted to be your personal assistant. And training? Why would one need training to assist with a children's show? You might just be able to snag a good deed if you agreed to become my assistant, you know? Oh. There's a teasing twinkle in Waltz's eyes as he waves me off. But until you're ready, you should stay with the children and just watch the show. I think you'll enjoy this story. I recommend getting a place up front. You'll be able to see all the action that way, in front of all the children. I'm just like directly in front of them. When I do not move, Walt sighs and smiles at me. I promise the children won't bite you unless you bite them first. Oh. Fine. I hate children. That's my star. Oh, that's cute. Star? He disappears round the back, leaving me alone. In no time at all, people begin to gather. Soon there's an impressive audience around Walt's small booth. I agree, Mag, I agree. I'm not a children person, in case I've never mentioned that before. It's not my thing. I look at the group of children that are clustered as close as possible to the front. They are all clearly excited for the show to start. Michael jokes that I don't like children because they have two of the things that I fear most in life. Loud, sudden noises and erratic movement. And it's actually extremely true. I used to do puppet shows with my dolls, too. I felt less alone when I pretended my dolls could talk. And I'm still alone. Nothing has changed. As someone who lives with a child, trust me, I get daily headaches. I know, I'm the oldest of 3 younger sisters. I mean, they're all older now, of course, but I remember those days. I sigh as I sidestep to allow someone else to stand beside me. I'm surprised to see the person is an adult. I look out at the gathering crowd of people and find there's an almost equal ratio of children and adults. Why would adults be at something as childish as a puppet show? Hello, everyone. An excited silence falls over the area as Walt's voice rises above the crowd. I, Walt, am here once again to share another story with you. He's just a bard. I love him. I hope you enjoy the show. Once upon a time, there was a village whose people were always happy. But one day, an evil witch found the village. The evil witch carried darkness deep in her heart. She was jealous of the townsfolk who were filled with so much light and happiness. If I cannot be happy, the evil witch said, then no one can be happy. How overly dramatic! Savage. I almost jump when I feel a tug on my dress. I look down to see a little boy pulling at the hem of my skirt, though his eyes remain focused on the puppets. I don't like her. That witch, she's bad. His grip on my skirt tightens. Small child, do you not have an adult? Do you need an adult? He's wrinkling my dress. Oh, he's wrinkling my dress. Lame. Do I have more space? Yeah, okay. We can go like here. I think I'm gonna leave him. Is it too soon, though? Remember, we've had this conversation before. Like, sometimes I'm like, obviously this is the right thing to do, but it's, like, too soon for her because she's a bitch. Removing his hand is obviously... Sorry, I'm pouring more tea for myself. Removing his hand is obviously the mean thing to do. I gotta channel the inner mother, not your mother. I'm gonna leave him alone because I feel like that's nice, and we'll see if she's ready to do that. Oh, Walt's better finish his show before this child ruins my dress. Darkness spread over the village. The people began to suffer. They forgot what happiness felt like. One villager decided to leave and find a good witch that would help save everyone from the evil witch. You were on a win streak last year. Let's see if you can keep it. I think I screwed up once, so I don't know if it counts as a streak. But, yes, let's do it. I'm ready. This villager knew it would be very dangerous, for if he were discovered, the evil witch would certainly kill him and his family. But the man knew he had to try if he ever wanted to see the other villagers smile again. Many days later, the man finally returned with a good witch whose heart was as filled with light as the evil witch's was filled with darkness. The good witch, unable to bear the sight of the villagers' suffering, decided to help them. She cast a powerful spell that would send the evil witch away and save the village at the cost of her own life. Once the spell was cast, the darkness disappeared from the village. Is he just telling the story, or is there puppets? I'm just wondering. To this day, the people of the village are said to carry the good witch's light within them, and everyone lived happily ever after. But aren't all witches evil? That's simply not true. I've met a good witch, one with a heart more light and loving than any fairies. Unfortunately, you're not onto a good start. Damn it! Okay, hold on. I will reload. I knew it. See, I knew it was too soon. I knew it was too soon for her to be a good person. Kick him off. Preserve the dress. I reached down to pry the boy's hand off my skirt, but the boy moves faster than me. The moment I pull his hand away, he quickly refastens his grip, this time around my hand. Oh, ew, gross. Hey, the boy does not move his hand. In fact, his hold only tightens so much that I find it impossible to pull my hand away. Okay, well, I didn't know that was gonna happen. Obviously, that's the better choice. There's no way I can make him let go without causing a scene. Now I'm going to be stuck holding the hand of a little boy I don't know until the end of the show. Gross. Ew. How did this happen? Now dang it, now we're holding hands. Alright, I can... Okay. More of the children begin to ask questions. I sigh, unable to do anything except wait while Waltz is bombarded with questions. Thank you. Oh. The boy that took my hand gives it one last squeeze before running off to join his friends. Bye. What did he thank me for? Once the audience finally leaves, Waltz comes out from behind the booth and smiles up at me. The show is a success. Yeah, like, I guess. Princess? There was a boy. He thanked me even though I did nothing for him. Now to bleach our hands. I know. I need hand sanitizer. Stat. I don't know where this gross peasant boy has been. The little boy was with you, but you did do something. You held his hand. I did not want to. I realized that when I saw the annoyed look on your face. It would have been good of you to do it if you'd meant to calm him down. What? That boy was really frightened by the evil witch in the show. He thanked you because you held his hand and stayed with him when he was scared. Sometimes just having someone beside you when you're afraid is enough. Having someone beside you. I think back on all the times I felt scared. Mother always told me to hide my fear and to never cry because it made me appear weak. I could never ask for her help and the king was never there for me. Every time I was afraid, I was always alone. Okay, so why wasn't the other choice correct? Because this one led to me holding the little boy's hand, and the other one I just let him hold my skirt, which is not as special, I guess? Again, so I feel like that wasn't really a choice I made. I felt like removing his hands from my skirt would have made me the asshole. I shake off the memories and realize that Waltz is asking me a question. What did you think of the show? It was short and simple. That's it. I created that entire show, you know, story, characters, everything. It could have been better. Oh my god. Savage. Critique. That's not constructive criticism, though. You didn't give him anything to fix. That's just criticism. You wound me. I have nothing more to say, and Walt seems disheartened by my silence. You always complimented my stories, even when they were silly. Walt's telling me stories? I don't recall such a thing. He makes it sound as if we've known each other for a long time. Oh, I think we're getting some insight. Before I can ask him for clarification, he changes the topic. Do you mind accompanying me to the toy shop before we head back? Do I have a choice? Walt's lips quirk with a smile as he picks up his materials. You might have fun, princess. Come on. Stop calling me princess in public. Hey, those are my dolls. Did you steal my dolls? This is the shop I went to before I was cursed. Feel free to look around, princess. I won't be too long. I nod at him before walking over to the doll display. The dolls here are actually beautiful, and they look exactly like mine back home. But with all the gold I have left, I wouldn't even be able to afford one. I miss my dolls. Papa, I want that one! The sound of a little girl's— oh god. Discord, no. Shh. The sound of a little girl's voice draws my attention. I look around the store before spotting a little girl pointing at a big teddy bear. She looks expectantly at the man beside her. That must be her father. The man shakes his head, his eyes filled with regret. I can't afford that one, dear. Could you choose something else? The girl looks like she's on the verge of bawling. I back away, fearing that the child might throw a tantrum. This is May. Instead, she rubs her eyes before looking up at her father with a slow smile. I understand. The man smiles and pats her head. Thank you for understanding, sweetheart. You're being so grown up. I only need you and Mama to be happy. I love you, Papa. I love you too. The king has never once told me that he loved me. I know, yes, of course we're gonna think about our daddy issues. He must be better off without me. Do I even belong in the palace anymore? Papa, look, the king! Oh shit, here comes my dad. What's good? The moment I hear her say his title, I quickly rush from the toy shop. Run! Oh god, we left Waltz. Hail the king! Oh, look at this lady over here in this cute outfit. Long live the king! Hail King Gennaro! He's the first one I see mounted on his favorite white stallion as he waves at everyone. I spot Ophelia, Rod, and Emmeline with him, mimicking his motions. The king used to invite me to join him before, but I always declined. He always went out alone. Once a month, the king sets out to check on the conditions of the kingdom in person. It's his way of bonding with the townsfolk. The Order of Caldera trails behind the royal family with Sir Alcester at the head, but there's one particular person that's missing. It's strange that Fritz isn't here. Oh, Varg! Where's my boy Varg? The parade is an impressive sight. The crowds lining the streets become denser with each passing second. I weave around the mess of people in an attempt to get closer to the king. Oh, Dad, I forgot that you're so hot. Thank you, everyone. He's smiling, a true smile. I've never seen him smile like that at me. A heaviness begins to weigh down my heart. Suddenly it becomes harder to breathe. Please look this way. Please look at me. The king's looking happier these days, isn't he? I don't think I've ever seen him so joyful. It must be his family. Happier? Oh, rip. All I want is for the king to look at me, to see me. But he does not so much as glance my way once. I stare at the ground with bleary eyes. He's happy without me. I return to the toy shop with a heavy heart. The little girl from earlier is standing with her father by the door. He ruffles her hair before holding his hand out to her with a smile. She takes it with a giggle and the two walk off together. A hot ache stings through my blood as I watch them leave. Is this jealousy? I reach up and clutch at my chest. My heartbeats feel painful. This is a terrible feeling. Princess? Hey, how's it going? Diana? I'm crying. I stare at Waltz, temporarily stunned by the fact that he called me by my name and not my title. How dare you? Are you okay? Despite myself, I find my eyes drawn back to the little girl and her father as they stand just outside the door to the toy shop. Princess, I am not okay. Not okay, but we probably should say that we're fine. Because, I feel like that's where we're at, you know? I don't think we're at a point where we trust him to say that we're not okay. I need someone to validate my logic. Right? I like this song. I'm gonna say I'm fine, because I don't think she's at a place where we can say I'm not okay. You don't look fine to me at all. At the corner of my eye, I see the little girl and her father as they disappear into the crowd outside the toy shop. I am. You still act tough even though you're hurting inside. I am not. Here. Aww. What's this for? In case you suddenly feel like crying. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not that weak. Waltz frowns when I do not take the handkerchief from him. He puts it back into his pocket with a shake of his head. Cry. Yes, I knew it. Never talk about your true feelings. Until we're ready. Crying doesn't make you weak, princess. Waltz's gaze moves to the set of teddy bears displayed on one of the shelves. He's quiet for a few moments before he speaks. He's affected by the curse. What? The king. He can't remember you because of the curse. That doesn't mean he never cared about you. That's the reason you looked so down, right? I was looking outside. I saw the way you looked at him. Doesn't he know that it's rude to stare? Oh, and how did I look? Hurt. I turn away before Waltz can see the frustration on my face. He loves you, you know, more than you'll ever know. And how would you know that? You don't know him at all. Everyone has their own ways of expressing their love. I'm sure he has his own ways. By not being there when I needed him, he's never acted like a father to me. Savage. Princess? Don't pretend to know what my life at the palace was like, Waltz. This conversation is over. Let's return to the march-in. Oh, look at this. Look at what I drew. Diana, you know you're not meant to be in here. But I drew this picture of us. See, that's Mother and that's me. And you're holding Mother's hand. Go play somewhere else, Diana. I'm busy. But you're always busy, Father. Dad in a flash. I know, Dad in a flashback. We can see Dad's a terrible parent. I just want to go to your mother. I'm sure she's looking for you. Oh, okay. I don't like my mom. My mom's mean. I'm vaguely aware of moonlight in my room when I sit up in my bed, heart beating painfully fast. What was I dreaming about? I felt like I was dreaming about the king, but why now? A few days have already passed since I saw him. Man, no one loves us. I know, everyone hates us. Sucks. At least, you know, I feel like this route, I wasn't expecting this, but I feel like this route is gonna be more about maybe the king, because, you know, last route we had like a ton of Delora, we had a ton of, like Emmeline and that side of the family on Rod's route. We had like the knights in Karma's route. I don't really know who was in Rumpel's route. I don't remember. But maybe this time we'll get to know the king a little bit better. I fall back onto the bed. I close my eyes and once again attempt sleep, but it hovers stubbornly out of my reach. Story of my life. What was that? Who could be making that noise at this time of night? I step out of my bed and head outside to investigate. This is the daddy issues route, probably. There's no one here. The sound, it's coming from the tavern. Oh, we should obviously check. Who do you think I am? I slowly turn the knob and open the door. Hello? Oh, the broom begins to hop towards me. Oh god, run! I begin to back away. It's the middle of the night. There's no way I'm gonna sweep now. But the broom just hops past to cower behind me. Some broom you got there. Mr. Broom, I missed you. Walt, what are you doing here? I couldn't sleep, so I decided to continue working on some of my puppets. But I accidentally stepped on the broom and it went berserk. I turn around and grab Mr. Broom, leaning it against its designated spot on the wall. But why are you here? I heard a sound. As curious as always, that's gonna get you in trouble, you know. Yeah, I know, but I wouldn't be me if I didn't immediately open every door. I don't need to be lectured by you. I apologize for waking you up. You should go back to sleep. I would not be here if I could sleep. I might as well stay for a while. If that's what you want. Waltz turns back to his puppets on the table. He leans down over the puppets, checking their seams. Since you're here, I think you can help me. Help you? Aw, look at that. What do you think of my newest puppet? I look at Waltz with surprise. With his eyes so wide and his lower lip jutting out, he looks almost like a puppy begging for a treat. Oops, that was the right click. Is he expecting a compliment on the puppet? Well, it's Gabby the chameleon. I look closely at the puppet's eyes. It looks evil? Really? I'm glad to hear that. It's gonna be the villain in my next show. Thank you for the help, Princess. I'm glad that my mentor approves. Mentor? Waltz doesn't answer. That's it. Indeed. I only offered an opinion, but he looks so happy. What a weird person. Oh, obviously we used to do this together in the palace. Waltz resumes his sewing in silence. I was gonna say, I don't think it looks particularly evil either. He's very talented to be able to sew such a complicated animal. He's probably been doing this for a long time to be so skilled. Possibly even longer than I expect, considering the nature of his curse. You look like you've got something on your mind, Princess. Well, you've never actually told me how to break your curse. I guess I haven't. Waltz clears his throat as he goes back to his sewing. I need to find Tinkerbell at Neverland. Oh, that's right. We do know how to break his curse. We did it last time. Oh, right. You don't know the story. Mother burned all the fairy tale books in the palace before I could read most of them. Nobody would tell me any of the stories. Mother always forbid me from talking about them. Peter Pan is the story of a boy who never grows up. He's accompanied by a fairy friend named Tinkerbell, and the two of them live together in Neverland. In my case, Tinkerbell is a key that can open Neverland. Neverland is a box, a family heirloom. My shadow is being kept in Neverland. That shadow is my magic. Once I get it back, my curse will break. Magic? I'm a witch, Princess. It's chapter, like, what, 3? Damn. We're getting all the revelations early. He says it so nonchalantly, like stating what his job is. He and Delora are the same? I've seen Waltz conjure flowers from thin air before, but I never associated that with the type of magic that witches do. You're a witch, a cursed witch. How is that possible? Only the Tenebrarum bearer has the ability to curse another witch. It's why I can only do simple magic nowadays. If I ever want to cast proper spells again, I'm going to need to find Tinkerbell in Neverland. You don't know where Tinkerbell and Neverland are. No, I don't. Does that mean you're stuck in this form forever? Oof, my computer is very warm. How about a story? I feel annoyance begin to simmer inside of me. Why do you do that? You changed the subject to purposefully avoid answering me? No, that's not it, Princess. I'm trying to explain, and I think a story is the best way for me to do that. I'm silent as Walt reaches into his box of puppets. He pulls out 2 of them and then motions for me to sit in front of him. He holds out a puppet to me, and I can tell he intends for me to wear it on my hand. My feelings on the subject must show on my face, but Walt is resolute. Please? I do not know what this will achieve, but maybe this way I'll finally get some answers. Fine. Ah, look at us. Waltz takes a deep breath. Once upon a time, there lived a princess who was always alone. She spent most of her time inside her room as her mother, the queen, forbade her from going out. The princess's only company were her dolls. But the princess so badly wanted friends, but that she would always sneak out of the palace to play with the children who lived in town. It's as if he's narrating my childhood. How do you... But Waltz continues speaking as if he does not hear me. One day the princess met a boy. The boy was a few years older than her, and he was the queen's faithful servant. The boy could see how lonely the princess was, and his heart ached for her. They became friends. Every day he would sneak into her room and would play with her. We had friends! They spent 2 years like that, until the queen found out. The boy was sent away, and he never saw the princess again. Until a short while ago. I stumble back and the puppet slides off my hand as I stare at Waltz, my mind whirling. We've known each other for a long time, Princess. So that was before he was cursed and she forgot him when he was cursed. Didn't my mom take like a lot of my memories? But that also could be a thing following. This cannot be true. No? Oh, okay. So then yes, following. I think following is correct. Waltz looks at me again. Mom stole our memories. Oh, so maybe I was right. Mom did a lot of shit. Waltz looks at me again, his expression full of melancholy. Only I think following, I understand why you thought that, but I think that's unique to my curse for some reason. Sorry, I was that. Look, he wears it even when he's happy. He seems to carry that sadness with him wherever he goes. We were friends. I never had any friends. I would have remembered. That's what you remember. Your memories have holes in them, gaps you can't explain. How do you know that? Because I was there when the Queen ordered that some of your memories be erased. Oh, here we go. We should have just progressed a few screens. Mother? But why? I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this. I didn't expect you to believe me. Why is he looking at me like that? He looks like he's in pain. But he cannot be telling the truth. I stand up straight, my hands clenching into fists. I'm going back to my room. I almost run from the tavern area. Waltz does not try to follow me. I mean, that's a lot. Waltz's words loop persistently in my mind. We were friends. Bro, this just happened. I sit on one of the chairs in the reception area trying to put my thoughts in order. There is no way that he was my friend. Oh, what is this? What a delight to run into the princess at this hour. But though I must ask, why are you still awake, darling? I jump at the sound of Karma's voice. I turn to look at him. Karma frowns at the expression on my face. You look like you've seen a ghost. I can only stare at him in response. Oh my, is my beauty so captivating that you find yourself at a loss for words? No, I was just thinking about how beautiful I am. His ego knows no bounds. I roll my eyes and change the subject. What are you doing up this late? A nighttime stroll. I found myself filled with ennui. Ugh, I love the word ennui. Right. I'll go and retire for the night now. Have a good sleep. It'll be another long day tomorrow. You do not have to remind me. You still have a ways to go before you get used to this commoner's lifestyle. I certainly struggled with it. Oh, shit. Karma barely works. I only ever see him slack off. But wait, are you a noble, Karma? Perhaps. 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 Cool. This is going nowhere. This tavern is full of secretive people. I wonder if this lifestyle has anything to do with this curse. Well, I'm not planning to get used to the commoner lifestyle. I'll break my curse as soon as possible. Maybe this is the golden route with how much lore we're getting from everyone. I know, we're finding out everyone's secrets, like, pretty early, but also, like, not really. We're finding out that everybody has secrets. Seems like we both have a long way to go before that happens, Princess. Oh, everyone has a crush on me, and I feel bad. Oh, look. We don't want to play with you anymore. But why? We are friends, are we not? Friends? Who said that? You did. We were friends until you stopped sharing your toys. But that's because you still haven't... What? You haven't returned the toys I gave you. Oh, my friends were jerks. Great. Return them? You gave them to us. No, I did not. Let's go play with our real friends. Yeah, our real friends aren't selfish. I say she already is, considering she hates getting up to work. Yeah, I know, right? I warned you, dearest one. Didn't I tell you? People will only hurt you in the end. That's why I forbade you from playing with those children. I only ever want what's best for you. I'm sorry, Mother. I'm so sorry. Hush now, dearest one. Mother won't let anyone hurt you anymore. Great. My friends were jerks, though. Confirmed. Like, they were mean to me. 3 weeks have passed since my encounter with the king. I want to get in town with Walt as he prepares for one of his shows. I've already lost count of how many of his shows I've watched at this point. The excursions have become part of my daily routine. Walt has been insistent on training me as his assistant, so that I've decided to play along. Even now, I'm helping him construct his booth, though he refuses to let me carry anything too heavy. I've experienced so many new things these past few months. Things I'd always wanted to experience but had never told anyone about. Somehow Walt knew about all of them. This better end with us just going back in time and giving younger Diana a better upbringing. I know, right? Even when he told me we were childhood friends and insisted that my memories of him had been erased, I hadn't believed him. Is this secretly the childhood friends route, even though that was like kind of what Fritz's was? We'll see. But now, I'm beginning to believe that he's telling the truth about this forgotten friendship. Walt smiles at me from where he is assembling the front of the booth. Are you winning? I think we're winning. Yeah, I would say that we're probably winning. Hi, Twi, how are you? You used to dream about getting out of the palace to see Angel. And now you're here. You can't imagine how happy I am I could finally fulfill all of the promises I made to you. Me too, Twi, me too. I still have reservations about believing your story, but... Walt, even if you did know me a long time ago, I'm not the same. I'm doing okay. Can't complain. I handed him the small curtains for the booth, my head dipped so that I do not have to look him in the eyes. I'm not the child you used to know. I know that. But I also believe that the girl I knew all those years ago, the one who was always so happy over the smallest things, that kind, sincere girl, she's still you. How can that be when I don't think I've ever truly known what happiness feels like? God, that was dramatic as hell. After Walt hangs the curtains, the booth is complete. I expect him to step out from the side as he always does, but he sets his palms down on the table instead and looks at me. When I saw you again that day, I was so happy. I thought fate had brought you back to me. Walt's voice is very soft when he speaks. Aww, that's cute. But then you still didn't recognize me. Walt's voice trails off and I frown. There's still so many things he's not telling me. Eventually, Walt picks up his box of puppets and smiles at me brightly. Anyway, I've got a show to perform. Don't go anywhere. His name is Waltz, yes. I notice that his smile does not reach his eyes as I watch him walk away. I look out at the crowd that's gathered for the show. There are a lot of families here today. I watch as two families approach each other. Does he have a brother named Rupa? I don't think so. The adults begin to converse with each other while the kids run up to the front of the crowd to catch a better glimpse of the show. Some of the children have shoes, but the parents are barefoot. All their clothes are dirty and torn. Their lives are clearly hard, but they're still smiling. I've never been in desperate need of clothes or food. I've never had to work for anything. I should have been happier than these people when I was a princess. But now, I'm beginning to see that the material things that I had were never enough to buy me true happiness. Oh shit, we're learning lessons early. Who's the biggest simp, Fritz or Walt? Fritz is a huge simp. Walt's jury's out, but is also pretty big, simp. I'm gonna say Fritz, though. Hello, everyone! I take a step off to the side as Waltz begins his show. Waltz weaves his stories as seamlessly as he always does, captivating his audience with every word, but I'm not paying attention! My focus is locked on the two families standing near me. When I see these people, I cannot help but wonder, what kind of life have I been leading? Aw. Waltz's show is a success yet again. He's smiling from ear to ear as he counts the coins he has earned as a reward for his good performance. You look happier than usual. I am. I've been saving money for a special toy, now I can finally buy it. He says he does not like to be treated like a child, but he gets so excited whenever he mentions a new toy. I pause at the sound of laughter and I look up to see a group of children talking excitedly to each other as they approach Waltz and I. This might be an opportunity. An opportunity? Making these children happy might be a good deed. Ugh, what? Waltz ignores me as he jogs up to the children. Waltz! The group of children swarm him, talking loudly as they each try to cling to him in some manner. We've been waiting forever for you to come back. But I was here a couple of days ago. But you didn't have time to play. Can we play now? Please, please, please? You've been good just like you told us. The boy looks around at the group of children. They all nod their heads with eager agreement. Well, if you've been as good as you say, how could I say no? The children cheer. I'm going to start counting now. Come on. He won't find us this time. Oh, they're going to play hide and seek. Children disperse around the area. I watch them go with disinterest. Damn, this girl. That's your cue to hide, princess. What? Why do I need to take part in this? You don't want to play? But we used to play hide and seek all the time. I am fairly certain I have never played a game like this with anyone before. Is this another memory that was taken from me? They secretly robbed a bank. I believe it. Big sister, play with us. Oh. A little girl runs up to me and begins to pull me along with her. Hey! I look at Waltz, but he only smiles at me. It seems like I don't really have a choice. Waltz turns to face a wall. He covers his eyes and begins to count. Before I can react, the little girl's let go of me and is running off. What is going on? I turn and see a boy hiding behind a barrel. You have to hide before he finishes counting. They didn't even explain the rules of this game. How was I supposed to know what to do? Oh my god. I look around me to find places I might hide. Maybe behind the tree? Behind the fountain would also work. Or those wooden crates. Oh god! Guys, where do we hide? Oh, what's the best hiding spot? I was also thinking crates. I thought crates might provide the most cover and we can like move around them. But do we want to win is the problem. Crates seems like the best blind spot. Yeah, I'm thinking crates too. Crates seems logical, right? I'm gonna go with crates. I think that makes the most sense. Let's see if that works. Ready or not, here I come. I cannot believe I am sitting on the dirt to avoid being seen. My dress is getting soiled because of a child's game. Found you. Damn it, guys. We suck at hide and seek. Oh, my heart begins to race as I turn to look at him, but I realize Waltz has found one of the children. Oh, it wasn't me. Wait, why am I worried about being found? Got you. Every so often I hear Waltz proclaim that he's found someone, but he still hasn't found me. Do I get something if I win the game? You still haven't found Big Sister yet. You're right. Where could she be hiding? This is quickly becoming boring. Found you. Ah! I jump when I hear Waltz's voice behind me. He looks down at me in triumph. You won, princess. Aw, hell yeah. I won? Looks like you're an expert at this game. Do I get anything for winning? Yes. I am not. You just did not look hard enough. That doesn't change the fact that you still won the game. You should be happy. Great job, princess. Waltz pats me on the back and smiles once again before he turns his attention back to the children. Is winning the correct thing to do? He's right. His praise makes me feel strangely happy. Why? Right, everyone, that's it. The children begin to whine, clearly disappointed. Was that right? Should I not have won the game? Would it have been a good deed to let a child win instead of me, the adult, actively winning hide and seek? I don't know. I don't think that was a choice. Oh, you don't think that counted? Probably not. We only played one round. Now don't be like that. I promise to play another game with everyone soon. Now run along. I'm sure your parents are looking for all of you. One of the children, a little girl, tugs on my sleeve. Thank you for playing with us, big sister. Please come again. Oh god, children. She smiles up at me before skipping away to join the rest of the children. All the children head off together back towards the residential area of the town. Real Abigail and the Egg Hunt energy, I know, right? They like you. How do you know that? Didn't you see how happy they were when you joined in? Children are so easy to please. That's why I envy them. Adults aren't like children. They worry too much and don't appreciate the small joys in life. As we grow up, we forget how to be happy. Forget how to be happy? Waltz may be right about that. When I was younger, my dolls brought me so much joy, but now... Yes, guys, no, it was a choice and we killed it. We beat all of the children in hide and seek and that was the correct choice. Obviously. Anyway, since you won, you deserve a treat. Oh, I do get something. A treat? Same, I'm an adult, but I don't act like it. You'll like it, I promise. What is it? Is it food? I sit on a wooden bench, waiting for Waltz to return. He said it would be easier for him to go alone because he wanted to surprise me, and I did not protest. I've been on my feet all day. I never thought I'd be running around playing with children. Ew. I wonder what this treat's going to be. Every time we come to the plaza, it's always packed with people. Most of the popular shops are clustered in this area. I observe the town quietly before my eyes land on a statue of the king. He looks noble, riding a rearing stallion. The sight makes my heart twist uncomfortably. I'm pulled out of my thoughts when a child trips and falls in front of me. He begins to cry. I laugh. Should I do something? But before I can react, a man and a woman are there, pulling the child up. The man takes the child in his arms, the woman rubs his back. Aww. There, my love. Mama and Papa are here now. Man, I've got parent issues. I watch as they slowly walk away, the mother still crooning to her child. Mother would always get angry at me if I was about to cry. I wonder what it's like to be comforted like that. This ain't D&D, Diana. You don't get a choice. Oh, I know. Ice cream. I know. I hope it's ice cream, right? Sorry to keep you waiting. What is it? Is it ice cream? Are you okay? I keep the family in sight for as long as I can before turning to Waltz. I'm fine. Here. Is it ice cream? It's candy apples. What's this? A candied apple? A long time ago I promised I'd bring you one, but I wasn't able to keep that promise. That's why I'm fulfilling it now. I do not recall such a promise. I twirl the candy, inspecting its glazed and shiny appearance. Those existed in medieval times? I guess so. I didn't know you could make an apple look like this. I promise there are no poison apples here. These ones are just sweet. I sniff at the candy. Sweet. Yum. I take a small bite. Well, I become so immersed in my taste test that I did not even hear Waltz. The candied apple tastes like nothing I've ever tried before. Yum. This is good. I take another bigger bite. Is that a smile I see, princess? What? I wasn't smiling at all, was I? Ugh, gross. When I get extra money from shows, I'll make sure to treat you again. I have lots of favorites to show you. There are more desserts like this? Did you write these down? How does Waltz remember all these promises? It's been years. I know. He just has a really good memory. Also, he has a huge-ass crush on me, obvi. Of course, I'll make sure you try all of them. Waltz stands, then moves over to a trash bin so that he can dispose of his finished apple. Jeez, dude, how fast did you inhale that thing? It's getting late. Let's go back to the merchant. Imagine having memory capacity. I know. I can't. Oh my god. Wow, freaking spoilers. Hot adult Waltz alert. Jeez. Next few weeks become a blur. I continue to help out at the tavern while sometimes accompanying Waltz for his shows. Though Waltz continues his lessons on goodness, I have yet to gain a single good deed. I'm slowly starting to lose hope. It's been months since I was cursed, and I still have yet to complete a single good deed. Today I've been assigned the task of serving marchand customers. I honestly prefer my duties with Mr. Broom, at least then I don't have to mingle with all these people. Ugh. Take a screenshot. That's me. I've only just entered the tavern when I freeze at the sight of a familiar face. Oh my god, it's Fritz. Surprise! Hi! His posture's stiff, his arms are crossed, and he's obviously uncomfortable. What is he doing here? How did he get in here? I walk towards him, but do not get far before he's in front of me, down on one knee with his head bowed. No, I can't marry you. I finally found you, Your Highness. Oh, hey. How does he remember me? How did he find me? Fritz? Princess, I have no idea what's happening with the whole kingdom. Yes, I know, Mac, but we haven't seen adult him in this route, so I considered that a spoiler. Everyone's completely forgotten you, and let's go somewhere else to talk. I interrupt Fritz when I notice all the stairs around the room. Not so fast. Seemingly from nowhere, Jurian and Garland are in front of me, separating me from Fritz. Lady Jurian? Sir Garland? I was told you left Angiel. What are you two doing here? I could ask you the same thing, Sir Fitzgerald. God, I hate that's his full name. What are you doing here? Fritz is at a loss for words as he stares at Jurian, confused. Answer the question, Sir Fitzgerald. What are you doing here? I'm quickly reaching the end of my patience. Just let me talk to him. Neither Jurian nor Garland back down. If anything, they only look more ready to draw their swords. I don't trust him. As I look at the three of them, I remember the story of Jurian and Garland's dismissal from the Order of Caldera. Sir Alcester was the one that dismissed them, so perhaps they hold some kind of grudge? Is it because Fritz is Sir Alcester's son? I do not know why you don't trust Sir Alcester, but Fritz is a completely different person. He's my knight. He would never harm me. We have our reasons for doing this, Princess. I sigh, rubbing at my forehead with my hand to try and dispel an impending headache. Oh, hi. I swear, you lot are like a bed of snakes. Stop hissing at each other. Delora walks in from behind me, swatting at Jurian and Garland to move them. She smiles at Fritz before turning to beam that same smile at Jurian and Garland. If you're so concerned, then feel free to chaperone the princess with her knight. I'm sure the two of you can handle it if he tries to do something funny. I need a drink of water. Fritz's voice is quiet when he speaks. You know I would never hurt her. Fine. I glare at Jurian and Garland when we're in the reception room. Thankfully, they take the hint and retreat to the opposite wall, far enough to give Fritz and I some privacy. Fritz speaks as soon as I sink into a chair. I haven't seen you in 4 months, Princess. It's been that long already? Did you know how worried I was when I woke up one day and realized that Princess Emmeline was in your place? To make things worse, no one remembered you. Not even the king. When I brought up Crown Princess Diana, everyone thought I was delusional. Where do I even begin? I decide to start with the facts of my curse and how I am meant to break it. So you have the Cinderella curse, and that's the reason you've remained in the Marchen. Yes. And you need to complete 3 good deeds to break it. That's right. And how many good deeds have you accomplished, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, so many. I frown as I shake my head. None. I do not think I'm capable of doing good. Of course you are. I look up in surprise at Fritz's impassioned declaration. Look, being nice is hard. I agree. Let me start with this. I knew even when we first met that I was not what you were expecting. I wouldn't be surprised to know that I even disappointed you. But you never said a word of complaint, even in the beginning when I made lots of mistakes. And we both know how clumsy I was in the beginning. There is kindness in you, Princess. I know this for a fact. Even when I look away, I can still feel Fritz's eyes and smile directed at me. Anyway, so if everyone has forgotten who you are, how is it that I still remember you? You know, I don't know. It's complicated. There's only one reason that makes any sense, though it brings up more questions than answers. Yeah, I think we're gonna get a childhood friend battle. Like, we've got our 2 childhood friends romance partners here. It's gonna be crazy. Those who have the fairy tale curse are not affected by the conditions of another person's curse. Are you cursed, bro? We know the answer is yes. Wait, are you saying I'm cursed? Unless you're secretly a witch or a fairy. No, I'm definitely human, I can assure you of that. What about Lady Jurian and Sir Garland? Jurian speaks up from her corner of the room. Though the knights have been feigning disinterest, there's no doubt they're listening in on our conversation. We aren't cursed, so unfortunately we don't remember Princess Diana being, well, Crown Princess. We only found out when she came here. I see. Fritz's distress is apparent as he looks grimly down at the floor. He hasn't admitted to having the curse, which means he either does not know he has it, or oh my god. Thank you so much for the sub. 35 months, that's too many months. Hello, welcome in. Which means he either doesn't know he has it or refuses to tell me. I can't believe this. How could I have the fairy tale curse and not know about it? Have there been no differences in your life lately? You haven't been moonlighting. Was it still too loud? It was very loud. Let me turn it down even. Oh, no, that's not how I do that. Hold on, hold on. Advanced? Yes, I'll turn it down even more. I'll turn it to this. Actually, wait, that didn't work. That did not work. There. Okay. I think that should fix it. We'll see. How's Phenomenon going? It's good. We're chilling. I suppose I've been more forgetful lately. Does that count? You've always been forgetful. I know. Fritz's posture stiffens as Jurian walks towards us from the other end of the room. Her arms are crossed and her gaze directed at Fritz is filled with suspicion. How were you able to find this place? Fritz looks back at me as if asking permission, and I nod. I've been dispatching scouts throughout Angiel to look for the princess ever since she disappeared. A girl matching her description was seen in this area entering this house. When my scouts entered this place, they found it empty and abandoned. I figured that this was good a place as any to start looking for traces of her. Though I was expecting an empty house, not a tavern full of people. Only those with the curse, or certain permitted people such as Jurian and myself, can enter this place and see it for what it is. Bro, you're cursed! So I really am cursed then. Fritz is silent for a few moments as he considers what was just said to him. I know, right? Where is Waltz? This has been a long time without my primary love interest. That does explain things, though not as much as I'd like. Fritz stands. I still have many questions to ask, but I am expected back at the palace. Fritz turns to look at Jurian and Garland. I don't know why the two of you are here, but I'm glad that you are. I know I can trust you to keep the princess safe. Please take care of her. You don't have to tell us twice. Fritz smiles in reply before turning once more to bow to me. Until we see each other again, princess. Okay, bye. Well, that was awkward. A week goes by after Fritz leaves the tavern, and my luck does not change. I'm still unable to complete a single good deed because I suck. I want to ask Parfait if she knows anything about Fritz and his curse, but she's been absent from the tavern for more than a week. When I asked Allura why Parfait was missing, all the witch said was that Parfait was busy dealing with the rapid spread of the fairy tale curse. Crazy. Today I'm accompanying Waltz to the toy shop to buy materials for his upcoming show. I now understand why I said upcoming. But now I can't find him. He was by these shelves earlier. Where is he gone? I turn a corner and my gaze is caught once more by the dolls on display. One particular doll catches my eye and I cannot help but marvel at its beauty. Oh, it is pretty. If only I had enough money to buy you. I notice a man standing just to the right in front of the teddy bear display shelf. Isn't that the father I saw with his daughter a few weeks ago? He's looking at the teddy bear that his daughter wanted, the one he did not have enough money to buy. I watch as he opens one of his clenched hands. There are some gold coins on his palm. I glimpsed the price tags of the teddy bears earlier, and I'm certain that the man does not have enough money to afford the one he's eyeing. I thought I'd have saved enough by now. What do I get her for her birthday? The man heads for the next shelf over. He raises a hand to rub the back of his neck. Oh. I walk over and pick up the bear the man was just looking at. It is very soft and somehow comforting to hold. I can see why the girl liked this one. I begin to move towards the counter without realizing. I hold the teddy bear to me with one hand and reach for the bag of coins with my other. The king gave me this money all those months ago, but I never used it. If I buy this bear, I'll be completely broke. Miss? Help? Could you wrap this for me? Of course. After she's finished wrapping the bear, I turn to search for the father. It seems he's no longer in the shop. Has he left? Wow, that's a big toy you got there. Walt appears with a bright smile on his face. He leans forward to inspect the package I'm holding. I need to find him. Who? I'm sure he hasn't gone too far yet. Bye. Hey, wait. Where is he? Princess, where are you going? There's no time! We have to run! I mean, I'm actually afraid that if we take time to explain, we're not going to find him. Waltz can find out afterwards, right? There's no time. Okay. That's not the, I don't feel confident now. I was just gonna say we should try and find him quickly, and then we can talk about it. Okay, I'm gonna let this play out, because it is what I picked. Can I help but feel annoyed with Waltz's insistent questioning? Yeah, okay, following you and your logic. Explaining it to him would only slow me down. Wait! He's not here. Princess, you're going around in circles. Okay, who exactly are you looking for? I can help you if you talk. Okay, you know what? Yeah, y'all make whatever. I thought maybe he would be, like, right outside. And I could be like, there's the dude. Someone I need to find. Did you happen to see the man carrying the large teddy bear earlier? I think I caught a glimpse of him. Why? We need to find that man. I must give this to him. I'm about to run off into the crowd when I feel Waltz's hand on my sleeve. I turn to snap impatiently at him, but find my annoyance dying at the expression on his face. Look, I'm not entirely sure of what's happening, but I'll help you. But you have to stay with me. We shouldn't be separated in this crowd. Fine. Walt keeps pace with me as I almost break into a run. It'll be difficult to find that man with all these people around. But we should at least try. Walt and I search for hours, but we never find him. I don't even know his name. We can try again tomorrow. It's gonna be dark soon. But it's her birthday. Who? I ignore Waltz. In the brief second I close my eyes, I can see the man's pained expression in my mind. I sit down on a bench and clutch the wrapped bear in my chest. He wanted to buy this bear for his daughter's birthday, because he loves her. A familiar ache flares up in my chest. I spent my whole life wanting the king to treat me the same way that man treats his daughter. Diana, I promise you we'll look again first thing in the morning. Okay. Walt and I head back to the margin, but the weight in my chest slows me down. It's not like you to be this sad for a stranger. You've changed. Can we hug her? I know, she does need a hug, huh? Have I? Welcome home, Papa. The girl's voice is familiar. Oh my god. I roll on my heels and stare at the little girl in the doorway of one of the homes. I thought we were too late, but we found them. The little girl runs from her home to wrap her arms around her father, who picks her up and pulls her into a tight hug. I'm sorry I'm late, sweetheart. But you're here now. Mama, Papa's here. We can start my birthday party now. The girl wiggles out of her father's embrace and runs back into the house excitedly. Oh my god, what time is it? Like 10 p.m.? This girl should be in bed. The man is carrying a small box in his hand, wrapped neatly with a ribbon. He looks down at his gift and sighs. Before he can go inside the home, I walk towards him and tap him on the shoulder. Excuse me. You were in the toy shop earlier. I was. We've been looking everywhere for you. For me? He looks first at me, then at the package I carry in my arms. Can I help you with something, miss? I heard that it was your daughter's birthday today. She's turning 7 today, but why? Here. Ah. This is for your daughter. This is the toy you wanted to buy for her. Take it. No, I can't, possibly. Just take it. The man seems to be in too much shock to reach out for the teddy bear. He shakes his head in wonder. You don't even know who we are. Why would you do something like this? I've been asking myself that all day. You love your daughter very much, don't you? She's my life. She and my wife. Wow, that rhymed. Nice job, dude. But I cannot pay you for this. Papa, why are you taking so long? The girl's suddenly at the door again, her wide eyes staring right at me. Who are you? The little girl clings to her father's legs. She looks curious, but not afraid. I don't know what to say. This pretty lady here is your fairy godmother, little one. I turn to glare at Waltz. What is he playing at? Fairy godmother, like the one in Cinderella? Yes. I shoot Waltz another warning look, but he only grins at me. She's come to fulfill your birthday wish, isn't that right, my lady? Oh, jeez. I don't know if she would play along. But I kind of want to see what happens if I do. I want to see what happens. I don't necessarily think this is the right answer, but I kind of want to see what she'll say. It is her birthday. I might as well play along. Yes, I am. Really? Waltz nudges me towards the little girl. I glare at him before I kneel down and hold the wrapped teddy bear out to her. Wow, what does Waltz usually say to children when he gives them gifts? Oh, you have been a very good girl. This is for you. Was that good? The girl reaches out and takes the bear. Her eyes light up as she stares at it. Is this the teddy bear? I nod and the little girl squeals, twirling around with the wrapped teddy bear tight in her arms. Way to frickin' outshine her parents. Then suddenly she puts the bear down and throws her arms around my neck. Thank you for granting my wish, Miss Fairy Godmother. I'm too shocked to react. Mama, look what my fairy godmother brought me. Oh great, now she's gonna expect fairy godmother presents all the time. I can only stare as the little girl runs back into her house with the gift. Thank you. I glance at the man who, much to my surprise, has tears running down his cheeks. He's still somehow smiling through them. I'll never forget your kindness. He dips into a short bow and then disappears into his home. Ah! Beautiful. This is a piece of the glass slipper. Your first good deed. I stare in disbelief at the hovering piece in my hand. One moment it's there, the next has been swallowed by a bright light and is joined with my pendant. I cannot believe it. Waltz, look! Oh, but Walt's not looking at my new pendant. He's looking at my face, his gaze enraptured. Oh my god, he's got such a big crush on me. Also, was that right? Do I need to go back? Should I not have played along? What are you looking at? You just smiled. Ah, following! You and Walt are on the same page. I did? It's as beautiful as I remember. Oh god, that's cute. I feel slightly embarrassed and have no words as I quickly turn my head away. Okay, I feel like I should have told the truth. Matt, can I get confirmation on that? Oh, nope, never mind. Just kidding. Nailed it. I'm glad you decided to play along with my story. You made her birthday extra special by making her believe that you were her own fairy godmother. That no matter how tough things are, every child has someone watching over them, so long as they're good. My eyes are still on the slipper when I hear an unfamiliar voice behind us. Cinderella's glass slipper, huh? We both turn around to stare at a man staring a few feet from us. He's cloaked in darkness, but I can still make out his grin. Guys, is this who I think it is? Is it time already? It's what chapter is it? 4? But I think it's time for Varg. Woohoo! He's here! I missed him. Hello, princess. Oh, what a cliffhanger. It's the boy. Protect. To protect, I can read. The man starts walking towards us slowly. Waltz moves to stand in front of me. Princess, stay close to me. Good evening, Princess Diana. Oh, Varg. It is good to see you. How did I not notice the hair before last route? Just wondering. And a good evening to you too, Peter Pan. The man drops into an elegant bow. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Varg. It's never not gonna be funny. What do you want, Varg? How do you know who we are? I'd love to stay and chat, but I have more important things to do. The princess is coming with me. Varg takes one long stride towards us. Can you believe we used to dislike this guy? No, I cannot. He taps the cane he's holding onto the ground. A surge of light emanates from the cane and then flares out towards us. Princess, go back to the march and hurry. Waltz darts towards Varg before I can stop him. Varg raises his cane and twists it in one sharp movement. The light abruptly changes direction and slams into Waltz's side, throwing him some distance away. Waltz! Before I could step away, Varg has lifted me into his arms. Oh, geez, really? I'm that much of a pushover? He grins at me almost wolfishly before darting away from Waltz. No! I choose to believe I'm being, like, over-the-shoulder carried. Like, I don't think he had time to pick me up bridal style. Princess! Let me go! No can do, princess. I let you go and things will get messy. What do you want from me? Are you a... I cannot even say the word. My blood runs cold as I consider the situation. Are you a witch? That I am not. And you expect me to believe you? You just used magic back there. Oh, I guess it did. Let me go! I squirm in his arms, attempting to kick and push him away from me. Varg abruptly stops with a grunt to let me down. This is my chance. I start to bolt away from him, but he quickly grabs my wrist and pulls me back. Ow. Not so fast. Get your hands off me. I'm not here to hurt you, princess. After what you did to Waltz? He leans in towards me until he can look me in the eyes. Well, he was in the way. Besides, it's not like I killed him. Varg begins walking again, this time pulling me with him. I try to break away from his iron grip, but fail. Vargington. That's his full name. It's like Fitzgerald, but his, like, and Fritz is short, so his full name is Vargington, but we call it Varg. Where are you taking me? Back to where you truly belong. If there's one thing I've learned from the fairy tales, it's that a princess belongs in a palace. I'm unable to stop the gasp that leaves my lips. He stops and turns to me. You've been away from home for far too long, princess. Don't you want to go back? I do want to go home, but I'm not welcome there anymore, at least not while I'm still cursed. Release her! Varg releases me just in time to block a sword strike that comes from out of the darkness of the trees. Oh, karma! How annoying. I could say the same thing about you. I back away as the two trade blows. Varg uses his cane to defend himself against the man that just emerged from the trees. That man, he's the one who was with Waltz. The man with the sword that helped save me from those bandits all those months ago. All the boys are here! There's something graceful in the way the man moves as he swings his sword at Varg. He almost looks like he's dancing. The stranger continues swiping the sword, eventually gaining enough leverage to force Varg back. He moves so quickly that it takes all of Varg's reflexes simply to block his slashes. They're so fast! Varg takes a few steps back and keeps a safe distance from the stranger. Impressive? The man gives Varg a lopsided smile as he points his sword at him, the two of them temporarily frozen as they each wait for the other to move first. You're not too bad yourself. Wait, is that... Now that he's stopped and I have a better look at him, I can see that the stranger's features are uncannily similar to Karma's. Karma, but is it really him? Princess, are you okay? I turn my head to see Waltz and Delora rushing towards me. How did you find me? Delora used her magic to track you down. Thankfully, no other witches beat us here. Waltz halts in front of me while Delora advances towards the two men. So, what do we have here? Delora, right? Can't say that it's a pleasure to meet you. I have to compliment you all. You did an impressive job hiding the princess from us. It took us a while to finally track her down. Finding your so-called tavern was difficult, you know, but I got lucky. How does he know about the tavern? No sooner are the words out of Varg's mouth that the swordsman is suddenly upon him again, poised to attack. Varg blocks his sword a second too late and is forced to back away, clutching his now bloody arm. Damn, nice. You talk too much. Sorry, I shouldn't have forgotten my manners in front of royalty. Oh shit. Varg's gaze turns to Delora, smirk somehow still on his face despite his injury. He just knows everything. You have quite an interesting bunch with you, witch. How about joining us instead? We could always use more witches like yourself. Thanks, but no thanks. Oh, too bad. Varg turns to look at me. He holds out a hand and gestures me towards him. Come with me, princess. You know you don't belong here. I clench my hands into fists as I shake my head. Your mother won't be very happy with your decision, princess, especially after all she's done to make sure you'll be a suitable heir. Mother? What are you talking about? But Varg ignores me as he raises his cane. Sorry to leave the party so quickly, but I'll be back soon enough for you, princess. Next time, whether you like it or not, you'll be coming with me. I'm not done with you. Bye. Delora throws her hands out, beginning to gather light in her palms, but Varg's already brought his cane down on the ground. Thick smoke bomb. Having ultra-dimensional boyfriends have its perks. Yeah, I believe it. Thick smoke envelops the area, making my eyes water. When the smoke clears, Varg is gone. Delora huffs in annoyance as she lowers her arms back down to her sides. To think that those witches are using a human to do their dirty work. What was that cane he was carrying? I look up at the stranger, who sheathes his sword and is walking towards where Waltz, Delora, and I are standing. It's an enchanted item. That cane has been infused with a spell that allows Varg to use magic. Limited magic, but powerful enough to make him dangerous. Well, it is far easier for a human to explore the kingdom without anyone getting suspicious. The stranger stands close enough for me to get a proper look at his face. I can no longer deny the resemblance I saw earlier. Karma, is that really you? Oh, you've good eyes, darling. So this is what Karma looks like as a man. Why does he need to disguise himself as a woman? I open my mouth to ask the question when I'm interrupted by Waltz's hand on my shoulder. Are you hurt anywhere? I turn to Waltz and freeze when I notice the dried blood on his forehead. You're bleeding. I'll be fine. I step back and realize that Waltz is standing oddly, favoring one leg to the other. Varg must have badly hurt him. I think we should just say we have to go back. Like, we shouldn't be mean about it. We have to go back now. I frown as I study Waltz's wound. We have to go back to the march now. You need to have your wounds checked. This is nothing. I'm just glad you're not hurt. Stop worrying about me. You're the one in need of medical attention. I cannot keep the edge from my voice when I speak. Waltz's expression falls. Sorry, Princess. I didn't mean to... Waltz's expression suddenly twists as he doubles over, his eyes glazed in pain. Waltz? Delora catches one of Waltz's arms, supporting him as she turns to address both Karma and I. We should return to the Marchand. Rumple needs to see Waltz's injuries. Rumple? I'll explain everything once we're back. He just remembered he's a doctor. Oh shit, should I have said the other thing? I mean, I felt like that was mean. We have to go back and pick something else. Oh, that's so mean, though. You shouldn't have come here. I had to. It's my fault Varg got to you in the first place. Waltz forces a smile, but I can see the sadness in his eyes. I couldn't protect you at all. I'm so sorry. Why do you keep worrying about me? I'm not even hurt. What if something happens to you? Waltz smiles. He tries with great effort to mask his pain. I'm happy that you're worried about me, Princess. I mean, like, whatever. I thought me saying we have to go back to the Marchand showed that I was worried about him because I wanted to take care of his injuries. Whatever, game. It doesn't matter what happens to me so long as you aren't hurt. How can you say that? And now he's dying again. Alright, we could, okay, there we go. Delora calls to Rumple as soon as we arrive at the Marchand. Well, this is trying to prevent his injuries. Yeah, well, it happened. When Rumple enters the reception area, he's clearly distraught by Waltz's injuries. What happened? Heal first, explain later. I expect Rumple to object, and I'm surprised when he does nothing more than nod. Carefully, Rumple leads Waltz back to his room so he can be treated. Delora looks in the direction Rumple and Waltz have gone with a thoughtful look on her face. We're lucky that we have Rumple here with us. Anise is good with herbs and small wounds, but Rumple has experience with more serious injuries. Experience? What are you talking about? Remember his curse. Rumple is not the only one who does not remember who he is. None of the townsfolk remember his name either. But what about those with the curse? Shouldn't they at least still be able to remember his name? Rumple's an exception to the rule, as he is with many things. In his case, not a single person can remember his name. Funny thing is, they can still recognize him. He ran into someone who called him a doctor today. Even just hearing it brought a memory back. He's gotten one of the chapters of his journal back now. He is quite the proficient doctor. He collects his journal pages by retrieving memories from others that still remember him. What a strange, weird curse. My eyes wander around the reception area and I notice that someone's missing. Where's Karma? Don't worry about him. He's probably changing now. I don't understand why Karma is so secretive about his reasons for wearing a disguise. I'm about to ask Delora if she knows any of the specifics of Karma's curse when the door to the reception area is thrown open. Princess! Oh, I'm surprised when Anise suddenly throws her arms around me. She pulls me into a tight hug. I was so worried about you. Thank goodness you're safe. We have barely seen you, girl. She pulls away and begins to wipe at tears that have sprung to her eyes. Why are you crying? Because I was worried about you, silly. She was really so worried she'd cry. What? I'm intensely aware of the awkwardness of the situation. Thank you for worrying about me. I thought the words might do something to ease her worries, but her sobbing only grows louder. Anise, I pat her awkwardly. I'll get you something warm to drink. I stare off after Anise before I turn to look at Delora worriedly. Did I say the wrong thing? Quite the opposite, actually. You made her very happy. I did, but she was crying. They're called tears of joy, Princess. I'd be overwhelmed too if you were suddenly nice to me. Miracles tend to bring people to tears. Oh, I just said thank you. And that was a kindness in and of itself. No wonder she's so happy. I was being kind? And congratulations, Princess. I see that you managed to complete your first good deed. My hand moves instinctively to my pendant. I clutch the new piece that hangs there. I knew you could do it. Delora smiles warmly. For some reason, it makes me feel strangely proud. Parfait walks into the room, startling us both. It's been 2 weeks since I last saw her. Her face is ashen. Parfait, you know that continuously using your magic takes its toll on your body. I have no choice. The witches... Her voice trails off as her eyes meet Delora's. Parfait and Delora look at each other solemnly. The tension in the room mounts as they continue to stare at each other without uttering a word. Eventually, Parfait's eyes wander to me. Keeping her in the dark won't make the situation any better, Delora. Aw, man, are we gonna get heavy plot in Chapter 5? Parfait moves towards me, but her knees buckle. Before I can react, Delora's already at her side, supporting her. Parfait, you need to rest. I'll take care of this. No, she needs to hear this from both of us. What's going on? We wanted to tell you about this later, but we can no longer afford to wait. Delora helps Parfait to a chair and tentatively take a seat opposite the two of them. We're going to tell you the whole truth of the situation. The whole truth? Delora sighs before she eventually speaks. Do you know why I cursed you, Princess? Some twisted sense of mischief? That's not the whole reason. We needed you to change your ways, Princess, to change how you see the world. If we didn't do something, you were going to end up as merciless and cold-hearted as your mother. What are you talking about? My eyes go to Parfait, but she doesn't meet my gaze. Hildur, your mother, was not always so cruel. Parfait's eyes look wet as if she's about to cry. Why are you speaking as if you knew her? She was my friend. Long before she was the queen, Hildur was like a sister to me. But she changed when the witch hunt started. What does the witch hunt have to do with Mother? Parfait does not meet my eyes, but Delora is looking right at me. Your mother was a witch, Diana. The most powerful of the witches, in fact. Hildur was the Tenebrarum bearer. My heart drops into the pit of my stomach. No, that's impossible. I've never heard this before. I never saw her use her magic. She cannot be a witch. That's what she wanted you to believe. You cannot keep something like that a secret. If you try hard enough, you can keep anything a secret. Even from your own family. But how? Delora pauses for a long moment before she speaks. She erased your memories, Diana. The air leaves my lungs as I struggle to remain calm. Walt said that Mother ordered my memories to be erased, but... Are they saying it was Mother herself who erased my memories? Jagged pieces of memory and thought begin to snap together in my mind. She needed you obedient and compliant. Whenever you acted out, she took that memory of disobedience from you. And it didn't take long at all to mold you into her perfect and unquestioning little doll. I grip my dress without realizing. My hands are shaking. Then I did know Waltz. Mother really did erase my memories of him. How much of my childhood did I lose? Hildur cherished humans before. She was kind and selfless. She was devoted to maintaining the balance between the Lucis and the Tenebrarum. But Hans... Delora moves to place a gentle hand on Parfait's shoulder. It's not your fault. I trusted him too much. He swore that they would only be stories, small fantasies to share with his children. Hildur wanted to turn him away, but I disagreed. I allowed Hans to weave his tales about witches and fairies. Damn you, Hans Christian Andersen. How dare you be the ultimate antagonist of this story? The fairy tales? Delora nods. Hans's fairy tales became hugely popular, and in practically every single one of his stories, it was a witch who was bad and a fairy who was good. To add insult to injury, it was well known that Hans had been welcomed by the Lucis bearer, but not by the Tenebrarum bearer. The humans took that information and their imaginations ran wild. Hildur and I went to Hans to beg him to tell the truth, but it was too late. No matter what Hans said, everyone believed that he was being threatened by the witches. I don't think he ever meant for things to get so out of hand either. When the king at the time, your grandfather, also voiced his negative opinion on witches, he only added fuel to the fire. It was as if he was giving humans permission to carry on with their witch genocide. We could do nothing but defend ourselves. We were bound by our oath to never hurt a living soul. The witch hunt lasted for years. Most of us were slaughtered. All witches are bound to the Tenebrarum bearer through the Tenebrarum itself. Hildur felt each of the deaths like it was her own. It drove her mad. And she broke our oath. She killed the king, your grandfather. Mother killed my grandfather? As Hildur's power kept growing, more and more good witches were corrupted through her influence on the Tenebrarum. I tried to stop her, but she was already lost to reason. Hildur wanted to take Angiel for the witches. She wanted to take revenge on humans for what they had done to all of us. And since your father was the next in line, Hildur forced Gennaro to marry her so she would have a legitimate claim to the throne. And she did it even though she knew he loved another woman. The very woman who sits on the throne today. Ophelia? Delora nods. The king has always loved Ophelia. Hang on, sorry, I need to take another drink. It's a lot of reading. created the fairy tale curse to punish the humans. She wanted to fuel the Tenebrarum with their hatred and anger. Parfai's voice became very soft. The balance between dark and light was lost. When Hilda lived, Angiel was a place of grief. I can feel an impending headache coming. But even if what you're saying is true, Mother's dead. She's been dead for 4 years. She is, but for some reason the witches are becoming more active. Garland and Jurian's patrols have confirmed this. Patrols? Is that why they just appear at night? I had to cast a glamour on you so that other witches would be unable to recognize you as the princess. But it seems like they've already seen through your glamour. They're looking for you, princess. The witches are looking for you. Why? The Tenebrarum needs a bearer. A witch needs to take on that role and regulate the balance between the Lucis and the Tenebrarum. For the past few years, it's been in a state of hibernation. We believe Hilda infused her life into the Tenebrarum to keep it stable. But now the Tenebrarum is beginning to wake again. We believe that's why so many people are being cursed lately. The witches are preparing for their new bearer. Delora turns to me with an expression I cannot quite read. They only have to wait until you turn 18. Oh shit. The air in the room seems to disappear all at once. Princess, on your 18th birthday, your curse will break regardless of whether you complete your 3 good deeds. And you will become the Tenebrarum bearer. You will inherit that title and that power from your mother. Impossible. My heart's racing and I feel faint. Even if Mother was a witch, I can't use magic at all. All halfling. Oh, I'm not a halfling, excuse you. Like you inherit their magic at 18. No, I'm human. Princess. Delora's expression is grim as she speaks. We've been watching over you for a long time, Diana. We know what sort of influence your mother had on you. The curse was a test. We needed to know that you wouldn't return Angiel to what it was when your mother was queen. We can't allow another great war to tear Angiel apart. Delora and I believe there's still goodness left in you. You just needed a wake-up call. Thus, the curse and the 3 good deeds. We wanted you to see what you hadn't in years, to be exposed to the true reality of things. And above all, we needed to see that you were capable of 3 good deeds. I attempt to grasp the fleeting thoughts in my mind, but to no avail. I feel numb. That's it. No more secrets. Parfai's voice is gentle when she speaks to me. The future of this kingdom is in your hands. Will you follow your mother's footsteps, or will you achieve the same balance that we had before? You know, not even a big deal if things did, like, drop on me. No matter how much I try, I am unable to speak after my talk with Delora and Parfait. Mother was a wicked witch, and I'm the next bearer of the Tenebrarum. It all makes sense now. So many people hated me because they thought I would be just like Mother. We're facing this, I know, right? I feel the weight of that truth crash down on me and it's suffocating. What am I supposed to do now? I turn to my side and bring my knees to my chest. How do I know what the truth is anymore? Suddenly an idea occurs to me. There's one other person who might know the truth. Walt. I wonder how he's doing. I slip out of my room and make my way toward Walt's. He'll know. He'll talk to me. Hey. Walt is sound asleep when I push the door to his room open. He looks so small on the bed. I pause to look at the hefty amount of herbs lying on the table. Those herbs, I remember Anise once told me they help with pain. Rumpel and Anise have given Walt a lot of them. Thoughts about the truth of my mother retreat to the back of my mind as I remember the encounter with Varg. Walt would never have gotten hurt if it wasn't for me. My eyes begin to sting. Cry! We should cry. Right? I don't know. Is it time? Is it time to cry? Is it too early? Is it too early to cry? I want her to cry. For the first time in years, I let my tears flow freely. I don't even know why I'm crying, and I find myself talking aloud. You said that crying doesn't make a person weak. Hang on, I gotta shift positions again. Alright, there we go. But it certainly makes me feel that way. You're not weak, princess. Aww. Walt? When did he wake up? You're the strongest person I know. Walt's voice is soft and his words are slurred. He's clearly still under the influence of the medication he's been given, but he still continues to speak. Despite everything you've gone through, you're still standing on your own 2 feet. I cannot lie anymore. I've only been pretending to be a strong person. But I cannot do this anymore, knowing that all this time I've been living a life full of lies. I'm questioning even my mother's affections now. Another dangerously gloomy thought hangs at the brink of my mind. If Mother did not care about me, that means no one did at all. I do. I care about you, Diana. So cute! Waltz's voice begins to grow weak as his eyes flutter closed. You're tired, Waltz. You should sleep. Whoops. No, we'll go back. Diana. His voice is slurred and slow, but hearing him say my name without the title somehow feels nostalgic. Please don't cry. Little star. Aww, I'm his star. Waltz closes his eyes, finally surrendering to sleep. I take a deep breath and leave his room, closing the door quietly behind me. Aw, cute. Oh! Again! Okay. Abra, cadabra. Aw, teach me how to do it too. Magician never reveals his secret, little sir. You always say that. Please. Just this one? Please, Waltz. On your birthday. I'll teach you how to do it on your birthday. Promise? Promise. Aww. This is real childhood friends territory. Yeah, for once a nice dream. That never happens. I wake slowly, the dream somehow still clear in my mind. A dream about Waltz. Was that a memory? I shake my head before I glance at the clock, stopping to stare at the time. How's it already this late? Oh, hello? Princess? Waltz? Oh, bro, you good? The door opens and Waltz walks inside with a tray of food. He sets it down by my bedside as I stare at him in shock. Oh, you're finally awake. Waltz, you're supposed to be in bed. I'm only injured, not an invalid, princess. A memory or a delusion. Don't say that following, no! But I'm fine, princess. It's not like you to worry so much. I respond to his smile with an exasperated sigh. Ugh. He'll never heal properly if he doesn't stay in bed. Here, I wanted to give this to you yesterday. Waltz reaches behind his back and pulls out a neatly wrapped box. It looks as though he pulled it out of thin air. Another magic trick. He hands me the wrapped box. What's this? You'll need to open it to find out. He bought me the doll! You've been wanting this, haven't you? I stare down at the doll he bought for me. It's the same one that caught my eye in the shop. The reason we went to the toy shop, was that so you could buy this for me? Yep, I'm glad it didn't get damaged last night. My chest tightens with emotion. These dolls are expensive. Walt would have needed more than just his usual show tips to buy this. Why would you buy this for me? I figured you might want the extra company. Plus, you've always loved dolls, so I thought this one might cheer you up. I stare at the doll as I cradle her in my hand, my heart feeling full in my chest. Thank you. I've never gotten an unexpected gift like this before. Waltz clears his throat. When I look up at him, I notice his expression is somehow sad. Lady Parfait told me that she and Delora told you the whole story yesterday.
Objection!
Okay, was that any quieter? Segway, thank you so much! 26 months, that's too many months. I am doing well. I hope you're also doing well. And thank you. Thank you very much. I have to apologize to you. For what? The reason why they didn't tell you earlier is because I asked that they keep it a secret. I looked down at the doll, my mouth suddenly dry. Why? Because I wanted you to enjoy having a normal life, even if it was just for a short time. Knowing the truth limits your freedom. I didn't want you to feel that pressure so soon. But I can see now that it was selfish of me to deprive you of the truth. I'm sorry. I clutched tighter at the doll, unable to look up at Waltz. Why would you be so kind without expecting anything in return? Kindness doesn't always need to be paid back. When you do something for someone, they'll always expect the favor to be returned. That's what Mother taught me. From what I've experienced, no one is ever kind without expecting something in return. I don't expect anything from you in return, Princess. But how can I know for certain that you're speaking the truth? Well, you can't. No matter what someone's true intentions are, their actions are always up for a different interpretation. So it'll be up to you to judge their actions. Only you can decide whether or not to believe in me. What was your whole thing with the teddy bear then? I don't know, following, don't worry about it. I pull my knees to my chest, curled up around the doll. I still don't understand how you can be kind to me. You told me yourself it was the Tenebrarum bearer that cursed you. That means my mother. Your mother was the witch that took away my magic and sealed it in Neverland, but that does not mean it's your fault that I'm cursed. You're more than just Hilder's daughter, Princess. You're your own person, and I know for a fact that you're capable of more goodness than Hilder ever was. Walt gestures towards my necklace. You're only 2 good deeds away from breaking your curse. I would not have accomplished the first one without your help. In fact, I've done nothing to help you break your... My voice trails off as my thoughts begin to come together. Walt, to break your curse, you need to find Tinkerbell and Neverland, right? What do they look like? Neverland's a gold box with a carving of wings on the top, and Tinkerbell's the matching key. I sit up abruptly. We have to go to the palace. Walt stares at me, his expression clearly perplexed. Why? Because I know where to find Tinkerbell and Neverland. Yay! Ugh, hot older Walt. This is what we're working towards. I'm sorry, that was mean. Walt's description of Neverland and Tinkerbell was enough to jog my memory. A long time ago, Mother gave me a box and a key that matched Walt's earlier description perfectly. She gave me strict instructions to hide them in my room and to never let anyone else have them. I never questioned Mother's orders and kept both the box and key tucked in one of my drawers. I'd forgotten I even had those things until Waltz mentioned them. The minute I remembered, I sent a letter to Rod requesting that he help us get into the palace. I knew that our strained relationship would make it hard for him to trust me, so I emphasized the importance of the item we needed to obtain. A week later, he finally came through. Now we're just outside the palace waiting for him. Jurian and Garland are here to help protect us in case the need arises. I glance at Walt, who's standing beside me, fidgeting. He has been against me coming with him ever since he found out my plan. He cannot stop me. I refuse to be left behind. You still won't change your mind about this, Princess? You know the situation with the witches. It's not safe for you to be here. It's not safe for me anywhere outside the margin, and you know that. Besides, how do you plan on finding Neverland and Tinkerbell without me? I'm the only one who knows where they are. Like I said, if you just tell me where they are, I can go on my own. There's no need for you to put yourself in this much danger. I am going, and you cannot stop me, Walt, no matter how stupid it might be. Princess. I turn to face him fully. This is my choice, Walt. I want to do this. For a moment, there's silence between us as Walt studies my expression. He eventually sighs and shakes his head. I should know by now there's no changing your mind when you're determined to do something. Just promise to stay close to me, okay? I nod absently as I feel around in my pocket for a small object, a vial that Parfait gave to me before Waltz and I left for the palace. She said that it should help us when the need arises. It's a shame that neither Parfait nor Delora could be here due to their urgent meeting with the fairies. Jurian and Garland finally arrive with Rod. Ready? I can only nod and reply. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. Yay, we're doing it. We make our way through a secret passageway. I've heard of this secret passageway from the king before, but this is the first time I've ever been here. They say this was built as an escape route should the need to evacuate the royal family arise. Only the commanders of the Orders of Caldera and the Knights know about this place. Rod, how do you even know this place? How did you get a key? I thought only the king and Sir Alcester had copies. It was Lady Parfait who showed me this place and gave me the key. I can't leave the palace unattended on normal circumstances, so she suggested I go through here whenever I needed to get to the Marchen. Then, how was she able to get a copy of the keys? You should ask her that yourself. Anyways, you haven't even told me what it is you need from your room. It's an item that will break Waltz's curse. I see. Why did it take you so long to respond to my letter? Rude. The palace has been on high alert since last week. Why? Rod stops and looks at me. The hesitation is clear in his eyes. Did something happen? A week ago, the king received a letter, a warning. A letter? It said that 3 days from now, the king will be judged and convicted. His crown will be given to one more worthy. That's not creepy at all. I stare at Rod with slow understanding. 3 days from now, but that date, your 18th birthday. I continue to stare at Rod in disbelief. This cannot be a coincidence. But a new king? Do you think someone is specifically targeting my father? No. We all know that royals are always in danger. But this threat has made the king especially nervous. Are the witches involved in this? Silence that falls within the tunnels is heavy. They think there's a good chance they must be. That's why the Order of Caldera has tightened security. We continue walking in silence. Eventually, Rod points at something ahead of us. Here we are. The dim light of the tunnel illuminates a rusted door that leads into the palace. Sick. Rod looks around warily while Walt and I quickly duck into the shadows of a column. Guards will be doing their rounds on this side soon. We'll need to hurry. Right. The hallways are thankfully quiet as we traverse them. Rod did a good job of scoping out the times of patrol. Eventually we reach my room. I stop at the door to my room, suddenly overwhelmed by nostalgia. It's been so long since I've been in my room. Is this Emmeline's room now? No. By the king's order, your room has been untouched since you were cursed. Then what's become of the room? I look at Rod in shock as he studies the door to my room with a complicated expression on his face. I think maids are sent here to dust occasionally, but otherwise everything should be just as it was before. But why would the king keep the room as it is if he does not remember me? I turn back to the door thoughtfully, then glance at Rod. We can handle the rest. You should leave before you draw any unwanted attention. I don't want to get you in trouble. Don't worry, we'll figure out a way to get back to the passage without alerting anyone. What? You've changed. What do you mean by that? You never would have cared about someone else's safety before. Rod turns to leave before I can respond. Be careful. Thanks, bye, later. Garland and I will stand outside, make it quick. I nod at Drain before turning back to the door and turning the knob. I glance at Walt and he nods at me. I take a deep breath and open the door. Knock, knock. There's no one here. Rod told me that my room had been untouched since I left, but I was not expecting it to be like this. Nothing has changed. Not a thing out of place. There's not even a speck of dust on the dolls on my shelves. Diana? I'm confused as to why this room has been untouched. Certainly the king would have thought to do something else with it. Or in the very least, he would not have maids coming in consistently to clean it. But I cannot let myself linger on the questions. I have no time for them. Is that something that we've talked about before now? Like, I feel like maybe we've talked about it once and the king was like, I knew it was important to me, but I didn't know why type thing. Or I could also be making that up. Not sure. I cannot let myself linger on the questions. I have no time for them. We came here to find Neverland and Tinkerbell. I look at Waltz and nod. Let's start searching. Time passes, but I'm only able to find the key. The box is nowhere to be found, not even in the drawer that I remember putting it in. To think you had Neverland and Tinkerbell this whole time. That says Tinkler Ball. I'm sorry. Okay. It's not that funny. It's not that funny. I could stop. I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. What a weird typo. That doesn't check. Okay. Have you tried searching for it in my room before? I have, but I didn't find anything. She must have used a glamour magic to hide it from me. I stare at the key. Okay, whew, with frustration. Okay, it's pretty. Love it. I don't understand. I'm sure it was here. Are you... Alright, I was wondering if that was deliberate. It can't have been, right? Are you sure you didn't throw it away? No, I would never throw away such a beautiful box. Besides, I keep most of my things. They're all valuable to me, even if they're not outwardly beautiful. I wouldn't have believed you if I hadn't seen this. He leans down to pluck a puppet from one of my drawers. He holds it up with a smile and I feel my cheeks heat in embarrassment. Oh, that's so ugly, but adorable. I never remember to throw it out. Walt gazes at me thoughtfully. That's the only reason? Well, I look at the puppet in his hands and find the truth spilling out of me. I was never able to put my finger on why, but I have always liked that puppet. A smile stretches across Walt's face. You kept it even though I did such a bad job with the sewing. What? You made this? Yeah, this is the first puppet I ever made. Waltz turns the puppet in his hands, looking down on it fondly before his eyes meet mine. Aw, you were the one who taught me how to sew in the first place, you know? What? I was the one who taught him how to sew? I stare at the puppet. I probably kept it because you made it. How cruel. Huh? Do you have any idea what you're doing to my poor heart? Oh, are we gonna get a confession already? You seem perfectly fine to me. Walt shakes his head and sighs. Walt? So tense. What? The knob begins to turn. Waltz and I exchange glances before we both dart to different hiding places. Don't worry, I'm the reigning hide-and-seek champ. Yes, we know how to sew. We mentioned that. I hide myself under the bed, and he runs behind the curtains, which more easily conceal his smaller body. Ah! Oh my god, Dad! Hi? How's it going? The king? What is he doing here? When the king steps inside, I notice there's something in his hands. Oh my god, it's the box. Sir, I need that. That's the box, but why does he have it? I look at Waltz and he gives a small nod, affirming that it is indeed Neverland. Who's there? Oh shit. Show yourself now if you don't want to get hurt. The king unsheaths his sword. What should we do? I look at Waltz, who signals for me to stay in place. He mouths something, and I think he might be saying he means to find a way to get us out. Is Waltz going to sacrifice himself again? Will he be alright? Should I trust him? He has a sword! I'm gonna save here. I think I should jump out. Clearly he cares. I mean, it's my dad. Like, I should probably do this, right? Bad ending. Get stabbed. I'm doing it. No, I cannot let him sacrifice himself again for my sake. Before Waltz can react, I slide out of my hiding place and stand in front of the king. The king's eyes widen as he looks at me. You're that girl from the gates. You remember me. It's more like I find it impossible to forget you. What? You have someone else here with you, don't you? My mind races as I try to think of what to do next, but Waltz suddenly steps out from behind the curtain and bows. It's been a while, Your Majesty. Huh? Waltz? Oh my god, my dad knows him. I remember then that Waltz had worked for Mother, so naturally the king would know who he was. You haven't changed at all. That is unfortunately the case. The king's expression twists, sadness appearing in his eyes. I'm sorry, Waltz. What happened to you is... There's no need to apologize, Your Majesty. I did the things I did in the past knowing the possible consequences. What are they talking about? I have a lot of questions for the two of you, but the most important is why you're both in this room. Regardless of the fact that I know you, Waltz, you've still broken into the palace. We would not have done it if we didn't have to. I steel myself for further scolding when the king turns to look at me. That box you're holding, we need it to break Waltz's curse. How did you come to have it, Your Majesty? The king looks down at the box as if only noticing it for the first time. I was in this room the other day and noticed a chip on the side of the box. I took it to get it fixed. The chip, I did drop it once a while back, but did not think to get it fixed myself. Maybe we should have stayed, you know, to not interrupt this touching reunion. I know, because he doesn't know who I am. Why would you do that? The king looks around the room, a faraway look in his eyes. This room is special to me, though I do not know why. I feel like this room and I are both waiting for someone to return, and everything must be perfect for when they do. Oh, you're saying I should go back. Aw, come on. I thought I had that one. I thought it was important. Alright, fine, I'll stay. Clearly this was going well. I nod at Waltz. He steps out of the curtains and raises his hands in surrender. Forgive me, Your Majesty. I know you. You were Hilder's apprentice. Waltz, was it? Remember then that Waltz worked for Mother, snatched the king when I was. It's been a while. I'm honored you still remember me. You haven't changed, not at all. So Hilder really did curse you for betraying her. Betraying her? Betraying her? Oh no, we're getting juicy plot because I didn't come out. That's what's happening. The king places his sword back in its scabbard. I have no idea what you're doing here now, but the king surprises both by getting down on one knee and bowing to Waltz. Your Majesty, you shouldn't. I was never able to thank you after the war, so thank you. You did so much for our kingdom, Waltz. Oh my god, we are getting sick plot. That's what's happening. Screw my own feelings about my dad. This is way more important. So thank you. We owe you our lives. If only all witches were as good as you. The king stands once again, his posture stiff and straight. There are more of us than you think, Your Majesty. I am lost. What are they talking about? But I didn't do it for the kingdom. Waltz turns to look at me suddenly, a small smile on his face. The spicy lore, yeah. I did it for her. Oh, shit! Her? Who are you talking about? Waltz nods his head at me. It's alright, Diana. I slide out of my hiding place. Again, hiding place master, hide-and-seek champion over here, and stand in front of the king. It's been months since I last saw him. The king's eyes widen as he looks at me. You're that girl from the gates. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. I feel my chest tighten even as the king huffs out a derisive laugh. What am I saying? He cannot miss me when he doesn't remember me. He can't. Right? But if this box is all you require, Waltz, you may have it. It's the least I can do after all you have done for us. The king holds out the box to Waltz, who reaches out to take it. Thank you, Your Majesty. Look who we have here. Is it my boy, Varg? We all freeze at the sound of this new voice. I turn and find an all too familiar figure leaning against the doorway. A mischievous grin on his face. Oh, it's my boy. What a sweet little reunion. Oh, Varg. Oh, shit. What a cliffhanger for next time. Oh my god. Quick, hand the key to Waltz! Hand the key to Waltz, quickly! I know. Not this guy again. This guy is back, he's here, and we are done for today. I don't need sleep, I need answers! No. We gotta stop. I don't think my voice can handle more. So, I will try and unstream this more regularly. I don't know what schedule for next week is gonna look like yet. Other than that, I know I won't stream on Monday. Because it's Michael's birthday. So, I'm sure I'll be doing something with him. So I will not stream. But, next week, depending on how it goes, we'll either play this or we'll play Dragon Quest, which we're very excited about. Things just didn't pan out on Monday, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, we'll either do this or Dragon Quest next week, depending on whether Michael is with me, because he wants to play Dragon Quest with me. So, we'll see what happens. But, I think I'm just gonna end off pretty quickly. I need to go eat food. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you immensely, and I love you all so much. And I want to say thank you for supporting me and being patient with me during this crazy time. I've got a lot of stress going on in the background, which is probably what's been impacting my energy levels and stress levels lately. Trying to figure out what's happening next. So that's why things have been a little sporadic, but I'm just gonna stop saying that things are gonna calm down, because they're probably not. But I am good, I am happy, I am just busy. So we will see what happens, and I hope everybody has a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next week at some point. Thank you guys for coming. I'll see you soon. Bye!